February 8, 2026. A date now etched in the minds of many Filipinos and observers around the world. Tensions in the West Philippine Sea have reached a boiling point, with warships and Coast Guard vessels from both sides locked in a dangerous standoff. Another dangerous encounter has erupted near Ayungin Shoal. Philippine supply vessels tasked with bringing essential provisions to the BRP Sierra Madre are once again blocked and harassed by the China Coast Guard, escalating the already volatile situation. This is no longer an isolated incident. Such confrontations have become routine, almost expected. Each day the risk of miscalculation or accidental escalation grows, threatening to ignite a larger conflict. The Philippines stands firm, refusing to yield its sovereign rights despite overwhelming pressure and the constant threat of force. Chinese maritime militia, often disguised as fishing boats, swarm Philippine-claimed waters. Their presence is meant to intimidate, to assert control, and to blur the line between civilian and military action. For ordinary Filipinos, this is more than a distant geopolitical struggle. It is a direct threat to national security, to their daily livelihood, and to their very sense of identity as a maritime nation. The West Philippine Sea is not just a body of water, it is a source of food, energy, and national pride. Its rich fisheries and potential energy reserves are vital for the country's future. The government has drawn a clear line, vowing not to back down. Leaders address the nation, reassuring the public and the world that the Philippines will defend its rights at all costs. Allies and partners admire Manila's courage and resolve, but the risks are immense. Every maneuver, every decision, could spark a wider conflict that would draw in the region and beyond. Each supply mission has become a high-stakes chess match, with warships and Coast Guard vessels as pieces, and the vast South China Sea as the board. Every move is calculated, every response scrutinized. The latest incident at Ayungin Shoal is a stark reminder of the region's fragile peace and how quickly it can be shattered by a single misstep. China's tactics, water cannons, blockades, and overwhelming numbers are designed to exhaust the Philippines, to wear down its resolve, and force a retreat. Yet, Filipino resilience shines through. Coast Guard and Navy personnel continue their missions with unwavering courage, braving rough seas and constant danger to uphold their nation's sovereignty. The world is watching closely as the future of the West Philippine Sea and the peace of the region hangs in the balance. The next chapter is uncertain, but the stakes have never been higher. For many years, Manila placed its trust in quiet diplomacy, engaging in behind-the-scenes negotiations and careful dialogue with regional powers. The hope was to avoid direct confrontation with China, maintaining peace and stability in the region through subtle engagement and compromise. However, this cautious approach led to growing frustration, as China steadily advanced its territorial claims and rapidly militarized disputed features in the South China Sea. In response, the current administration has shifted to a policy of assertive transparency, publicizing every incident at sea, no matter how small. Cameras now document Chinese harassment of Filipino vessels, and this footage is quickly shared with the world, ensuring global awareness. This new strategy has galvanized public opinion at home and put mounting international pressure on Beijing to explain its actions. The Philippines has significantly ramped up naval patrols and resupply missions, making it clear that it will not abandon its outposts or leave its fishermen unprotected. Manila now consistently invokes the landmark 2016 arbitral ruling, calling on the international community to uphold the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. The Filipino public overwhelmingly supports a stronger defense of the nation's maritime territories, with national pride and unity at an all-time high. This popular mandate has given the government the political space and confidence to adopt a much tougher line in defending national interests. The era of silence and hesitation is over. A principled, assertive defense of Philippine sovereignty is now the new norm. The Philippines has decided that the cost of remaining silent is now far greater than the risks that come with standing up and confronting challenges head-on. The West Philippine Sea dispute is most visible in the dangerous standoffs at sea, where rival ships face off intense, high-stakes encounters that capture the world's attention. Ayungin Shoal is a flashpoint in this conflict, with Filipino Marines stationed aboard the rusting BRP Sierra Madre. Day and night, they stand guard, facing constant Chinese intimidation and pressure, holding the line for the Philippines. Every resupply mission to the Sierra Madre is met by swarms of Chinese Coast Guard and militia vessels. What should be routine trips become high-stakes confrontations, with Filipino boats often outnumbered and outmaneuvered. Chinese ships employ the so-called cabbage strategy, surrounding Filipino vessels in multiple layers, forming a blockade that makes access nearly impossible and increases the tension at sea. Water cannons and dangerous ship maneuvers are now common tactics, escalating the risk of injury or disaster without a single shot being fired. The threat is ever present, and the danger is real. Filipino fishermen who once freely fished these rich waters for generations are now routinely harassed, chased, and driven away by larger Chinese vessels, threatening their livelihoods and safety. Scarborough Shoal, a traditional fishing ground for countless Filipino families, has been blockaded by China since 2012, cutting off access and deepening the sense of loss and injustice. These stories of harassment and intimidation fuel public anger across the Philippines, sparking protests and strengthening the nation's resolve to defend its sovereignty and maritime rights. Images of Filipino sailors standing their ground, unwavering in the face of overwhelming odds, have become powerful symbols of defiance and national pride. Each confrontation at sea is more than just a standoff. It is a direct challenge to Philippine sovereignty, dignity, and the nation's determination to protect its future. The Philippines' legal foundation is the 2016 arbitral ruling from The Hague. The tribunal declared China's 9-dash line had no legal basis and affirmed Philippine rights within its exclusive economic zone. China rejected the ruling, intensified its presence, and ignored international law. For Manila, the ruling is a powerful diplomatic tool, cited in protests, at the UN, and in alliances. It transforms the dispute into a clear case of defending rights under international law. The ruling provides the Philippines with moral and legal high ground. It's a rallying point for international support and a rules-based order. China's gray zone tactics, coercion below the threshold of war, dominate the South China Sea. Coast Guard and maritime militia swarm Philippine features, harassing patrols and blockading outposts. Water cannons, lasers, and shadowing are routine, designed to wear down Filipino resolve without triggering open conflict. In response, the Philippines has weaponized transparency. Journalists and cameras now document every incident, exposing China's actions to the world. This information offensive has stripped away China's denials and rallied international support. The US, Japan, Australia, and the EU have condemned China's behavior, often citing Manila's evidence. The transparency campaign has put Beijing on the defensive. Every video and photo raises the diplomatic cost for China. In the information age, a camera can be as mighty as a cannon. The Philippines has found a powerful way to fight back. The Philippines is modernizing its military after decades of neglect. New frigates, fighter jets, and surveillance systems now bolster its Navy and Air Force. Investments in C4I Star technology are creating a networked, integrated force. Asymmetric capabilities like shore-based anti-ship missiles provide cost-effective deterrence. The goal isn't to match China, but to raise the cost of aggression. A minimum credible defense is the new strategy, enough to make any adversary think twice. Modernization signals the Philippines' seriousness about defending its sovereignty. It's a long, expensive process, but essential for national survival. The Philippines is strengthening alliances to balance China's power. The U.S. Mutual Defense Treaty remains the cornerstone, with Washington pledging to defend Philippine vessels in the South China Sea. Security ties with Japan and Australia have deepened, with joint patrols, military aid, and training. Trilateral and quadrilateral frameworks are emerging, creating a web of support. Partnerships with South Korea, India, the UK, and France expand Manila's options. These alliances provide equipment, intelligence, and diplomatic backing. Every joint patrol and statement raises the cost of Chinese aggression. The Philippines is leveraging collective strength to ensure its voice is heard. Its struggle is now a global concern for a rules-based maritime order. The Philippines has built a pragmatic defense partnership with Israel. Israel supplies advanced, battle-proven systems, missiles, radars, UAVs, filling critical gaps in Philippine defense. The BrahMos missile system, with Israeli components, gives Manila powerful anti-ship capabilities. The relationship is practical, but not without controversy, given Middle East conflicts and ethical concerns. Manila balances its security needs with diplomatic sensitivities, especially with Islamic partners. Israel's technology comes without the political strings of larger powers. For the Philippines, the priority is credible deterrence, making aggression costly. The partnership continues, driven by the need for effective defense tools in a dangerous region. At home, debate rages over how best to defend the West Philippine Sea. Critics warn that confrontation risks war and economic fallout, given China's role as the top trading partner. Some advocate for quieter diplomacy and economic engagement. Others argue that assertiveness is the only way to stop further encroachment. They believe sovereignty is worth the risk, and that alliances and international law offer protection. The government must balance strength abroad with consensus at home. The debate reflects a classic struggle: economic pragmatism versus patriotic resolve. The nation's future strategy will be shaped as much by this internal debate as by events at sea. The West Philippine Sea dispute is about more than territory. It's a battle for the Filipino nation's soul. It tests national will, resilience, and the right to self-determination. For many, ceding the sea would mean surrendering part of their identity. The conflict unites Filipinos, transcending politics and reminding them of their shared destiny. The Philippines is on the front line of a global contest for a rules-based order. Its actions set a precedent for other small states facing similar pressures. The outcome is uncertain, but the message is clear. Sovereignty is non-negotiable, and the Filipino spirit endures. The world is watching as the Philippines charts its own course in a dangerous era.